Hi, you're watching West Bloomfield 911. I'm your host, Tim Shepard, and on behalf of Chief Michael Patton and Deputy Chief Kurt Lawson, and my brothers and sisters in blue, I would like to welcome you all to the show. Joining me today is President-elect of the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield, Cherie Van Vliet. Cherie, welcome, and thank you for taking the time today to come out and speak with me. And
thank you, Officer Shepard. I am just so thrilled and honored that you invited me out to talk about the club.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I want the viewers to know that I'm new in this position, and when I initially started, I was called to go to a West Bloomfield Township Commissioners meeting, and I went there to speak, and I was very nervous, and Cherie came and sat next to me and helped me through the whole process, and so I'm endeared to you because of that.
Thank you.
So it's wonderful to have you here, and thanks again.
Well, you did a great job at the board meeting.
You did as well. All right. So again, thanks. And we're going to get talking about you and the Optimist Club and all the things that you're involved with. And I want to start out with the community, which you're very involved with. You've been in West Bloomfield now for, and I don't mean to throw numbers out there, but I think probably about 25 years you've been?
Absolutely, that's correct.
Okay, and so you're well known in the community. You do a lot of community advocacy and do a lot of things that are important for the community. I want to really touch on those before we get into the Optimist Club.
Sure.
So looking over some of your history, can you tell me a little bit about what the Oakland County Senior Advisory Council is and how you were involved with that?
Sure can.
Okay.
It is a council that is specific to Brooks Patterson.
Okay.
It is the only advisory council that he has. It is every commissioner, district commissioner, has an appointee on the council. It is a 25-member council, and there are 4 at-large council members because we only have 21 districts currently. And what we do is we are a liaison and informational conduit for senior issues.
Okay.
We go out into the districts, our districts, mine happens to be District 5,
Okay.
and we find out what's going on, what's important to the seniors here. What can we take back to them? What new things are going on in the county that they should know about and resources for them? So we go out and we touch, here it would be, the Jewish Community Center, our Parks and Rec department where we have senior programs, the libraries, and making sure that, any community groups, church groups, those types of things, we can pass along that information. Part of District 5 also includes Waterford, Orchard Lake,
Okay.
Sylvan Lake, Kego Harbor.
Okay, nice. Just out of curiosity, what has driven you to be an advocate for the senior citizens? What was the driving force behind that?
I have, since I was a little girl, absolutely loved senior citizens.
Okay.
I was the little kid on the block that always came home with cookies and bananas
Yeah.
and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And I truly believe that seniors deserve the respect and dignity from all of us.
Okay.
And part of my background is a belief that creates the circle that your children are not just your children, your elders are not just your elders, they're ours.
Okay.
And we all have an ability and responsibility to provide care that we can provide.
I agree. I think it's a responsibility. I think
Mm-hmm.
that more people should get involved, and hopefully this will bring light to that, and people
Mm-hmm.
can get involved. Now I know that you're involved also as well with Special Olympics, and I'm not sure if you still are or if that was just a large part of your life for a while. Can you touch on that a little bit for us?
Sure, that was a large part of my life for a
Okay.
while. My husband and I go in different directions most of the time, and the volunteer work we were doing, we kind of did together as something together. And Oakland County Special Olympics serves the community that is mentally and or physically challenged, and providing programs where it's just like Olympics, except that it's Special Olympics, but the same kinds of programs where, there's competitions of swimming, and ours was specialty in the summer was high jump.
Okay.
You would not believe how many come in for high jump, long jump,
Really?
shot put. All of the games that you would see at the Olympics,
Okay.
we would do, and there's winter as well as summer. We would climb up and down Pine Knob, which is not Pine Knob anymore, sorry.
Yeah.
But we'd climb up and down that hill so the kids could ski, the individuals could ski, and it was a blast. And I think what I loved the most about it was we had volunteers come, and often the best aha moments happened when parents brought their kids. The kids would come from high schools because they had community service hours they needed to fill, and they realized that for all of the differences between them and the athletes, there really weren't that many differences.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I mean, it shows your dedication to the community when you can look at your history and say 10 years you did that. Was it 10 years?
It was.
Okay.
It was, and we were on the management team as well. So we just loved the organization. And the organization changed, and it's continued to change. They still do servicing of events, but you know, we had an opportunity to kind of spread out and do some other things. And here I sit with you today about other things.
Of course, and like I said, I think that it really shows someone's character about what they do in the community. So it's wonderful that you give back like that.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure. As far as a couple other things you're involved with, the Oakland County Probate Court Guardianship Program. Can you mention that a little bit? Is that
I don't know if that program is still in place the way it was when we had done it.
Okay.
They were accepting volunteers at the time.
Okay.
And again, seniors and children.
Okay.
And individuals are placed into guardianship situations. And for elderly individuals, you would go in, you would be appointed by the court to do so. You would be trained by the court to do so. And it was also for children under 6. And it was so that they could have eyes on and assessments, initial assessments, so that they could have an understanding, an annual understanding of the progress of these individuals and the care that the individuals were getting, because children under 6 don't go to school.
Right, so it's hard to keep an eye on what's going on with these kids. Okay.
So my husband and I did this together, and we met some absolutely wonderful families, wonderful kids, wonderful people. Unfortunately, the situations for guardianship can be very sad.
Yes.
But you have an ability to see how people can open their hearts. And the passion and concern and care for all the right reasons come out. And so we felt very fortunate that we could lend our services to help out our local area in making sure that both ends of the spectrum, again, were being cared for.
Again, like I said, I think that whenever you can give back to the community, whatever someone can afford, and I mean afford time-wise, because I think that giving back is something that is a cost to us because we have lives and families and kids, and it just shows a lot of drive and passion on your part to be able to give back to your community. So, you know, from the police department, we thank you for all that you do.
Oh, you're welcome. It's interesting that you make that point because, you know, I believe that everyone has their gifts. And often, you know, when I said that your children are not just your children, your elders are not just your elders as a responsibility, often it's the volunteer side. It's what you can do and how you can pick that up. If you have money, people will donate money. If you have time, people will donate time. If you have knowledge, people will donate knowledge. And that's really the piece of it. It's what they get out of in the ability to what they can do.
I agree. And I think that that's good for the viewers to hear, because you don't have to go out and do everything.
Correct.
Right? I
That's
mean,
absolutely
if you
correct.
can help in some way, be it as small or big, I think that that's beneficial to everybody. And so the one last thing I want to touch on before we take a break is you're also part of the West Bloomfield Zoning Board.
That is correct.
I believe, and I don't want to misquote myself or say the wrong thing, but I believe you're the chairperson of that. Am I correct?
I'm the acting chair, that's correct. I have been the vice chair for a couple of years. We had our chairperson, our elected chairperson, our roles are elected by the board, our own board. Our elected chairperson had retired. So in that capacity, the vice chair then sits as chair. until we just recently got a new replacement, full-time sitting board member. We're very excited. She sat in her first meeting last week. Nice. And so we will have elections. So as it stands, I am the acting chair, and we're going to have elections next week to see who the chair is going to be. Either way, you know, again, it's giving to the community.
Sure.
The ability to, for people who don't know what the zoning board is, if you want to do something on your property and it doesn't quite fit within the ordinances of where you live, you have an opportunity to come and ask if there's a way to do it. Now that's very simplifying what happens,
sure.
But you know, you work with the township offices and the building department there, and if you still need to come and ask for a variance to do something, that's when you come to see us. So I've been doing that for several years now, and it is very fulfilling. My background, to qualify me for that, is I was in charge of construction for about 8 to 10 years for retailers. So nice. It was my job to make sure spaces got built out. So.
So you're very familiar with zoning and ordinances
and
everything else. So we're going to take a short break.
But
when we get back, we're going to talk more about where you're going now in the future and some things that you're involved with, which is the Optimist Club. And so if we're going to take a quick short break and return shortly with more West Bloomfield 911.
You're watching West Bloomfield 911 on Civic Center TV, a service of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission. For more information or to watch episodes on demand, visit civiccentertv.com/WB911. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The West Bloomfield Police Foundation raises money to help those who protect and serve the community. Whether it's emotional or financial support, the foundation provides a helping hand to officers, their families, and those in the community. For more information on the West Bloomfield Police Foundation, contact Kurt Lawson at 248-975-8900 or visit wbpolicefoundation.org.
Welcome back to West Bloomfield 911. I'm your host, Tim Shepard. Again, I'm with Cherie Van Vliet, and Cherie is the president-elect of the Optimist Club. And before we get into the Optimist Club too much, I want to talk about one thing that Cherie did for myself and my brothers and sisters in the police department, which was a proclamation. Would you mind telling me what you did and what the proclamation meant?
I would love to. It was important. If it was important to me, I kind of thought it might be important to other people too, that our appreciation for everything that our officers and police do for us goes without saying, and it goes without saying too often.
Well, thanks.
The thank you isn't always there. You know, everybody has a job to do, which I understand this is your job to do. But most people aren't putting their life on the line every day that they go out to do their job. So during National Police Week, I thought, hey, what if we said, we put forward a proclamation and the township said, for that week, we're going to make, instead of West Bloomfield, it would be West Bloomfield. And so I was very pleased and humbled and excited that the township agreed, and they were all excited about it. So we've done it 2 years in a row now. And so National Police Week is in our township. Our new name is West Bloomfield, and it's in support of everything that is done, not just by the officers. I mean, the officers, you're the visible face of the police department, but there are so many other people behind the scenes that make everything happen, and we're grateful. As residents, we're grateful for our community and our safety and the fact that you're in it. So,
well, thank you. And like I said, you know, I've said this with other guests and other people. You know, as a police officer, we didn't do this for thank yous, and we didn't you know, put on the suit and or the uniform to come out and to get thanked or get appreciation. But when it happens, we feel deeply appreciative. So that means a lot to myself and the rest of the department. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
And for that proclamation.
Well, and that's precisely why we say thank you. For me, you know, you want to make sure that those who are giving back over and above, even in the natural course, know that they're appreciated.
Well, we do now, so thank you. Now we're going to jump into the Optimist Club.
Sure.
So if you wouldn't mind, first of all, congratulations on being president-elect.
Thank you so much.
Tell me, first of all, what is the Optimist Club?
The Optimist Club is a group that promotes youth.
Okay.
That's exactly what we do. You know, we have tenets that you promise yourself.
Okay.
You know, you promise yourself to be so strong. You promise yourself to be so confident. You're promising yourself to be the best person that you can be. And what we do as adults as part of that club is help the youth, children, find that within themselves.
Okay.
And we do that through many different kinds of events and, you know, activities, and we're here to promote and help what's needed in the community as well that benefit children.
Well, I mean, that's great. And I've been to the Optimist Club meetings, and so, you know, I know what it's about, and I'm glad that we're able to get this out. So I want to know, in terms of membership, some of the programs that you guys are involved with, who are members, first of all? Are they just local residents? Are they business people? Who are members of the Optimist Club?
Yes.
All right. So sum it up.
They are, yes, they are. For our club, first, the Optimist Club, believe it or not, is an international organization in 21 different countries.
Okay.
There are well over 2,500, almost 3,000 clubs internationally.
Yeah.
And our club, which was established in 1972, we are one of the oldest clubs. We have one of the largest memberships as well. The West Bloomfield Club has a membership of 90 plus members, active members. And they come from all walks of the community. We have individuals from township offices, we have police officers, we have community leaders, we have business people, we have other organizations that our membership is with, you know, whether it be Rotary or the Community Coalition or Youth Assistance. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about this community itself, because we're all willing to pool those resources for the absolute goal of what is it we're trying to accomplish and who does it serve, and it's the kids. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, the township itself is full of a lot of very generous people in terms of time and money, and as far as someone wanting to join and help, are there various kind of ways they can get involved? Can they be members? Can they donate? How do they find out more about the Optimist Club?
There are absolutely all of those avenues. We have a website. If you just want to Google West Bloomfield Optimist, you can do that. And it'll get you to our Optimist site. We have a Facebook page, but our Optimist site is www.westbloomfieldoptimist.com. And you, as I said, we also have Facebook, so you can go out to Facebook and find us on Facebook as well. We have breakfast meetings every Tuesday morning, unless it's a holiday or, you know, like we won't be having a meeting this coming Tuesday because of 4th of July, but virtually every Tuesday morning, we meet at the Stage Deli at 7:30 in the morning. Now that's generally a turnoff for some people, only because they have other commitments or, you know, but, you know, if you have an opportunity to come and join us for a breakfast to find out what we're about, that is what we do. We have guest speakers come, and they keep us updated on what's going on in, you know, in and around the community, the country, the region, and it's all related to how we can pass that along and help our children be successful.
Okay. And it's a wonderful message, and I'm just curious, from just wondering this, as president-elect, what does that mean? How did you become president-elect, and when do you take official duties?
I've been in the club for a few years.
Okay.
And every year we have an election of our officers. This is a fully functioning, we have a board of directors for our club. Every city, if you're not even within West Bloomfield, you can check where you live. Farmington Hills has an Optimist Club. Farmington has an Optimist Club. Kego Harbor has an Optimist Club. So if you want to belong to an Optimist Club, you should be able to find one either within or close to where you are, and be able to join that. And we all do things a little differently as to how we have our meetings and where we have them, timing, things like that. But we have a board of directors, and there's officers. I was approached and discussed the ability for me to think about it. I was just so wonderfully humbled, and I can't tell you how excited I am about it.
Sure.
Of course, I do have to say that I am kind of pushy, so you know, I love being in the club, and I hope that I can just do a great job in service. And it's great to see all of the different members come through for president. And we always like to have our membership step up. So if you're one of our members, you're probably going to get approached to be in the executive committee. I'm currently a board member. And so, you know, it's a club of individuals that is a huge group. And so we want to give everybody an opportunity to be the board and to be the leadership. And I think that's such a wonderful concept. So,
well, it's sharing the responsibility as well.
Absolutely.
Of leadership. And
absolutely.
Another question, just quickly, is there a fee to be a member?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
can you
there
discuss
is.
that a little bit and how that
Sure.
works?
There is a fee to be a member.
Okay.
For us, ours is a quarterly fee. It's $75 per quarter to be a member. So you're looking at $300 per year to be a member. And what that does for you is it pays for breakfast in the morning, weekly breakfast, but it also pays for some of the programs that we put forward. Our holiday party is a signature event for us. What we do is we work with the schools, the elementary schools, the 5 elementary schools here in West Bloomfield, and we have a holiday party. We work with the social workers there, and we have up to 200 kids. We have some very loyal, generous partners that partner with us, and that includes Orchard Lake St. Mary's for venue, parks, West Bloomfield Parks. You know, English Gardens has provided flowers for us for years for the party. And we have a party for families and kids. You come in and they get to have Christmas present, hot dogs, chips. We have face painters. We have the parks come in and they have their nature table. We have crafts and games, and they have an opportunity to meet Santa and have their photograph taken. And I can't tell you, I've been the chair of that for 2 years now. And like I said, I can be kind of pushy, so you know, kind of organizing all of that. You know, that's why I'm really excited about taking on this new role, and just hope that I can live up to the mantle of that. But I don't have any. I'm very confident based on the board that's going to be with me on this.
Good support and
but the party itself, every year there's always one family or one kid. All it takes is one thank you from a child, or to see the family walk in and every family member is dressed up in their best clothes, and they're getting their family photograph with Santa. It changes the meaning and the intrinsic value that you get in putting all of this together, all the hard work. And we instituted and asked, and you guys said yes. The last couple of years, police officers have come to our party in uniform, as well as firefighters in uniform, and it gives the kids and families an opportunity to interact in a non-threatening environment.
That's perfect.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing to do, because when it comes to firefighters or police, we're sometimes big and in uniforms and in outfits, so I think anything we can do to make them feel comfortable and not scared, that we're actually friends, to help them. So, you have done a lot for this community, and you know, as a representative of the police department, you know, we love people like you, and we think that you've done a wonderful job. And I think you're going to do a great job at the Optimist Club, and I look forward to seeing this year's holiday party. And I will be there as well. So good luck on the beginning of your new president-elect coming up. And we're going to wrap this up. But is there anything else you want to say about the Optimist Club before we go, or you want the community to know?
I do.
Okay.
First, I'd like to say that I hope that those individuals who, I've got the entire support of our club, which I can't tell you how humbling that is, and I hope that I don't disappoint any of them for that. And every president ahead of me has carried that mantle and shown the way, and it takes a great deal of heart, because this organization is about staying focused on our youth and helping those youth to become everything they want to be in life, and knowing that they can do that, and helping them to understand that you're smart, you can have confidence, you can have people that will support you and mentor you and be there for you. And if we can do that as a community, I can't think of a better way to come through on the other side of that with our seniors as well. And it's kind of a full circle for me. So the Optimist Club it's really held on to my heart, and I can only hope to do as well as the presidents in the past have done with the club. So
you're going to do great. And for all the viewers out there, if you're interested, please consider the Optimist Club and finding out more about them. And I just want to thank you again, Cherie, for coming out today and spending some time with me. And I'd like to thank you all for joining us on this episode of West Bloomfield 911. You can keep up with the police department by liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter and Instagram. You can also sign up for Nixle.com, crimemapping.com for the most up-to-date information from the police department. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and goodbye.